Trans people don't transition for any kind of outside gain. We don't transition to win sports. We don't transition to be beautiful. We don't transition to date this person or the other person. We transition to live. We transition to be happy. We transition to be ourselves.
That's the answer that I wanted. We can wrap this today. You want to make it to icon status? You've got to be bold, innovative, daring, and fabulous. And above all else, you've got to be audacious. But how do you get there? This is Queerty's Origins of Audacity, presented by Cadillac. I'm your host, Mohawk, and today I'm talking to Schuyler Bailar. The category is the Audacity Dog. I like to make an entrance when I drive in my driveway.
It was a beautiful
Hello,
entrance.
Darling.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are
The
you?
Cadillac.
It's beautiful.
Ah, we just love them, girl. Okay, this is the house. We're gonna go and have a cappuccino. Yeah, I just want to say I've been a big fan.
Oh, thank
okay,
you.
I really have been. So I'm very excited to meet you
Oh,
today.
thank you so much.
Yes.
It's very kind of you.
So here you go. Just for those who don't know you,
Sure.
give me your name, your age, and how do you identify?
Yes. My name is Schuyler. Schuyler Bailar. I use he, him pronouns. I am 26 years old, and I am a Korean American queer transgender man.
Fabulous. Can you cook?
Can I cook? Sometimes.
Okay.
My girlfriend would tell you no.
Okay. Okay. Tell me, what is the main focus of your work?
The main focus of my work is to provide transgender literacy and just gender literacy in general to as many people as possible. It's kind of morphed into that. It used to be trying to prove that we can both be ourselves and do what we love. So as a transgender athlete, I thought I had to choose between being myself as a transgender person, being openly transgender, and also being a swimmer. I thought I had to choose one or the other. You know, and
you were at Harvard, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Say that again out loud. Harvard. Oh, right. Okay, so Schuyler, tell me, what inspires you to create?
The first thing that popped into my mind was I do a lot of education in school. So I'll go and I'll teach trans inclusion, trans literacy in schools. And a couple years ago, there was this little kid who came up to me, I don't know, maybe he was like 9 or 10, and he pulled me aside and he said, I'm trans too. He said, I came out when I was 4, my parents are great, nobody here knows, but I'm trans and I wanted to tell you. And this means a lot to me because I don't see other people like me. And it took me everything not to cry. And he went about his day, just living his life, you know. There's no problem with him. There's no issues at school.
No trauma.
There's no trauma porn about his history. We were talking about that earlier about having to be a montage of all the drama. He just was living his life. He's just a kid, happens to be trans. And I think about that often and how I want other kids to have access to that simplicity and to their childhoods, honestly. So many, I think, queer folks and trans folks especially, but queer folks in general, don't have access to their childhoods. They grow up too quickly because of all of the discrimination. And so I create so that those kids can be themselves. And the content that I create or the education that I create isn't just for those kids, but it goes back around to them because hopefully I educate the parents or the schools or the teachers who then will create those safe spaces for those kids who are going to grow up and not have to have these struggles.
When do you feel your strongest, your happiest, and your most authentic?
When I swim, when I get into the pool, it's the time I feel the most relaxed, the most, I think, just like myself, getting to wear a Speedo. So a women's suit comes up to here, right? I used to peel down the women's suit to make it into a little Speedo, and I'd stare at myself in the mirror, and I'd usually be miserable because I didn't look like myself. I didn't feel like myself. And now I get to wear that whenever I want, and so I do. You know, when friends go out to the beach and they wear normal board shorts, I will absolutely be wearing a Speedo. And I just will always do that if I can. And I feel happy, I feel authentic, I feel like myself, and I feel it's not just that I get to wear the Speedo or the small swimsuit or what have you, it's that I do it as a trans person. And I do it openly as a trans person. People see my scars, they see the fact that I don't pack and that my Speedo is flat or whatever, and they make assumptions, they make judgments, they might even say something, but I get to be able to stand proud in a Speedo and pretty much naked in my transness.
And you look good doing it, okay. Do you want to get in?
I do, I really do.
Woo! Are you ready? 1, wait, because I don't want you to splash me.
Okay, good.
1,